Hey guys, what's going on? Tony here, CCxRC, and what do we have over here for you on the bench? Check it out, the ARRMA Kraton 4S by Horizon Hobby. This is a 50+ mile an hour truck, runs about $400, and we wanted to try it out on the channel. We've been doing the 4S with the Traxxas, and wanted to see what another 4S vehicle looks like and feels like and handles like. This one comes in quite a bit cheaper, and so we're going to see what differences we see here and kind of give a comparison between the two. You can see here metal spur gear, metal aluminum motor plates, thick turnbuckles. We'll get in there and we'll look at all that. The box packaging, all of that looks really good. Here we see the Spectrum controller, the ADS 15M 15 kg servo that comes in this. Also comes in a lot of their 6S vehicles. The new BLX 120 and the BLX, it's a 3668 2400 kV brushless motor. We'll get in there and look at it. Waterproof, 2-year warranty on it. And you need to get, it does require 4 AA batteries, a charger, lipos, and lipo-safe bag. You should charge in lipo-safe bags. So let's go ahead and take off the box here. It's talking about super tough metal diff gears. We're not going to take it apart and see this, so we'll take a quick look here. So diff is exposed here. It does have metal diff gears in there. Easy access module for taking the motor off and getting at your electronics. So let's see if I can get this box off of here one-handed. I don't think I can. All right, I was not able to do it one-handed. All right, inside the box we see the truck. Some plastic wrap on there, keeping it protected. I just cleaned my office and now I've got all these boxes and stuff coming in again. Here is the truck. We'll get in and add it. Ooh, that was nice. Nice and plush feeling. The instructions sticker pack, love their stickers. Their logo is really cool. Got some extra spacers in here for your shocks, which we'll look at the shocks in a minute, and another box which is gonna probably have our controller in it. Alrighty guys, I've got everything out of the box now. We'll go ahead and take a look over the truck. I did finally just put it on a tripod. I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning. The first thing we're going to look at is the controller. It is the STX2, and people have differing opinions about this. I, for one, am one that don't mind it that much. You know, I have a bunch of tactic radios. I have a bunch of these. I find them to be, for the most part, pretty similar in performance. I mean, the control and stuff on the Tactic I did like, as far as the feel of it. I like the shape of it, but I do like the throttle limits here, the throttle rates on here, and so those little extras that are put right under the controller for me, I do like. I like the Spectrum shape, feel, overall feels good. Do wish that had some foam or something on it, but I usually just put rubber bands on it, or I have the reptile grips that I put on it. So yeah, anyway, that's a quick look at the controller. It does take 4 AA batteries. Comes with a bind plug in there. Manual. I actually like the size of the ARRMA manuals. They're not huge. They're like a piece of paper folded in half size. I just find this much easier to move around with. So you want to go through this when you get a new vehicle and read it. Go over the pack. You do get a couple of tools in here as well for adjusting and working on your tires and all of that kind of stuff. So it does have some tools in here. I don't really use these. I use my tool kits that I have. So, but it is there for anybody that doesn't have tools to work on RCs already, and so that is why it's important. Overall, guys, first impressions, love the look of it. Always a fan of the ARRMA graphics. Minus the brownish gold outcast. Not my favorite design of theirs. Everything else so far I've really liked. I like the new Mojave look and graphics. I like the orange bodies on the outcasts, and the blues and oranges and the greens that they do I think are really sharp. And this one as well looks really sharp to me. Really like the graphics on it. If you look right up here on the front, they actually mention these. I was looking at it on their website, and these are actually here to protect your body post here, so they don't get ground down. If you flip on your lid on the cement, a lot of times you just get ground down till basically your body clips don't fit in there anymore or hold the body down. So that's really cool that they do add these. The body itself feels pretty good. We'll take it off here. I actually haven't had the body off or actually held it yet, so this will be my first time getting a good look at this. Never had a Kraton, actually never driven one, 6S or 4S, so this is a first for me, guys. I like the stylings of it, the shape of it. Feels pretty rigid. So that's good. Oh, and look at the truck. I always like to look actually underneath these. Does it say it? It does. It says don't just bash, blast. But you can see here that you could actually put these stoppers, or these savers, I guess, body post savers on any body. The way that they're made is just to screw into a nut down here. And so that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the truck. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna go back into handheld here so I can get in close and look at the details, guys. All right, so look at that nut on there on the wheel. This is a 17mm hex, and so I think that they've done this smaller nut but made it so that it kind of fits over. It's kind of an interesting design on that. To hold that in. We've seen two interesting ones. Traxxas has the plastic ring in there, and this just has a huge, basically like a washer around it here, which could be problematic if you do lose a nut. You can't just throw on just any old nut on here to keep driving. So that's something I'll have to maybe order some more of these right away just to have in my toolbox that I go out bashing with. May not be a problem, I don't know, but I do tend to lose wheel nuts. I've had that problem. I haven't recently, but I used to have that problem a lot. Going around the front, we'll just kind of go around the truck and take a look at it. The shocks are big and beefy. They're nice and plush. They are plastic. They're not threaded. They are coilover, but plastic body, and then they've got, you know, the adjustments here are with like the little shock spacers. And you can adjust it using spacers, and it does come with more in the box to adjust the tension there on the springs. Really thick plastic shock towers here. I like how the shocks go inside because some of these, they sit out and you've got basically your shock and a screw and a bunch of spacers. But any hard hits actually bends the screw because there's no support on the front side of it. So I like that you've got support on both sides of this this bolt that goes through there. So I do like that a lot because, like on the DHK Zombie and that, it doesn't. It just is a long bolt that goes into your shock. And I've bent so many of those bolts and had to replace them over time. It does have plastic drive shafts. They seem to be pretty stout, so we'll see how those do. You do have metal turnbuckles in here as well. C-hubs, it does not run, it doesn't look like it runs the pillow balls type suspension in here. It looks like it's running C-hubs. So that's different than my Outcast 6S. So the chassis on this that it's running is the exact same as the Big Rock 3S, the Typhon 3S, the Sentin 3S. It is a shared chassis, and there are a few shared parts on here. So that is nice. It's definitely nice for ARRMA, and it makes it so they can use that throughout their product line, which is great. And it means, you know, part availability for us, so that's good. The shocks are new. These are part of the 4S line, and so you do see these on the Outcast and on the Kraton here, as well as the arms. But the chassis is not shared with the Outcast. It's probably running something more like the Granite 3S one that's a little bit shorter. This is my guess. Don't quote me on that. I'm just kind of making observations here. It does have this nice brace that runs through the body that does have like plastic in here as well. And so there's a little bit of room for give. That's nice. It will flex a little bit. It does have that retractable drive shaft in here, it looks like. I really like those. And if it holds up to the abuse, that's going to be awesome. Makes working on stuff so easy. You do have a bearing in here to support the drive shaft in the middle on this longer vehicle. Flip it around using that. You can see in here the motor has a heat sink and a fan on it. And so this is a 3668 BLX. It's 4-pole and 2400 kV motor, brushless motor. Goes in here to their easy to remove system that they have for their motor systems in these. And so that's nice, really easy to get at. A couple of screws on the bottom here, pop this out, pop the drive shaft out, and it just pulls out to work on. You have easy access electronics, they say, as well. I actually find that to be somewhat true. I do find it to be a little bit of extra work to work on the servo. I wonder, I've never had it happen, but because the servo is facing downward, if you're going to get any rocks in there, that'll jam it up at all. So again, haven't had it happen to any of my ARRMAs yet, my Centons or other ones that have this exact same layout. But it's something I did question, and you have to take this out to really get in there and work at it instead of it being facing upward instead of down, and having the gear on the top and operating the steering from here. So there's probably some kind of bonuses to running your steering down like that as far as geometry. But it definitely does mean that you have to take this out to really get in there and work on it. And so it does add a couple extra steps, not a big deal overall. I've already had to change out the one on my Centon, and I realized then that I did have to take it out. Same with the receiver. To get in there, you have to take out a couple screws. So it's nice and tucked in there. All of this is waterproof. It's running a BLX 120 ESC, and it is a 120 amp ESC as well. And it's running two EC5 connectors on it, and it does not have a loop. So you can run two 2S batteries in here to get 4S, or you could run one 4S battery in here, but you do have to get one of the connectors on here that creates the loop. Anyway, that is something you need. They have the hook and loop Velcro in here, which I absolutely love, the ARRMA hook and loop Velcro system. I love Velcro battery trays, all of that. I'm a big fan of this. Huge, huge fan of that. You can see, you know, the on-off switch here for the ESC waterproofed as well. A little program button on it there as well. So yeah, I mean, overall everything looks good. It feels really plush. The tires look pretty decent. They have foam in them. They're D boots. You do have metal turnbuckles here in the front and in the rear, and so there's adjustability there, and they're steel, which is nice. What else do we have in here? So you do have the metal motor mount here. It's an aluminum motor mount with the metal spur gear. And you have metal diffs in here. So it has a fan on it, and it has a wheelie bar in the back if we go all the way around to the back. And so that wheelie bar is adjustable. So we'll see how well that is with durability. I tend to land on the back end sometimes, and we'll see how well that holds up to the abuse of that. But you do have the metal turnbuckles here as well. Overall, it looks like a really great truck. You know, it's got a lot of plastic, but they kept the price point down for us, $400 for a 4S vehicle. It's 1/10 scale, but it is a big 1/10 scale, so that is nice. It's not massive, but it's very good size, and a lot of that has to do with the tires. But it does feel big. It's got a nice wide wheelbase to it, as you can see here. Alright guys, so that is a quick wrap on the ARRMA Kraton 4S. Thing looks really, really great to me. Can't wait to get it out and do some bashing for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you want to see me do with this. We definitely have some things planned for it, bashing and all of that. I definitely want to see how it handles some of the big jumps. I love my Outcast 6S and the handling it has in the air and on the ground, and so hopefully this is going to be just like that, but in a 4S model. So I'm really looking forward to getting it out and running it. I know some of you want to see it compared to the Traxxas Max, and so we'll definitely do that as well. And I think I'm going to try and do it where I run one, then run the other immediately after, and try and do the same tricks or same moves, because I've seen a lot of videos where it's run for a long time one, and then they just switch and run the other one, and so you can watch both of them. I kind of want to see like back and forth how they handle the exact same thing, and how it feels to me to do that. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do with it. We'll see how that works out when it actually comes time to do it. But lots of things planned for this, guys. Let me know what you want to see with this, what tips you have for me for the ARRMA Kraton 4S. And yeah, we'll get it out there for you guys. If you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. And if you are new to RC or to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Lots of RC content on here for you guys and lots more coming, builds and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys are having fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.